guys, today I'm here with a products I regret buying, disappointing products. Even though I look super summery and cheery, I'm in the mood to talk a little bit of smack. These are things that either I picked up or were sent to me that just didn't work out for whatever reason. So these could easily be your favorite products. Totally cool, as I always say, more for you because I will not be grabbing them. Got a selection of both drugstore and high-end, so let's get started. The first product I want to mention is something that I reviewed during my 12 days of foundation, so if you'd like to see it in action, if you'd like to see the horror and the nightmare that this foundation was, I will link to it down below. It is the Sephora Collection Matte Perfection Powder Foundation. That sounds amazing. I love powder foundation. I love matte, and it's quite affordable as well. Right off the bat, the colors for these are, I will give it credit. They have a gigantic shade selection. I think Sephora does a really fabulous job with their shade selection, so props to them for that. Unfortunately, the formula just did not work out for me. I purchased it in one shade, then went like 6 shades deeper, it seemed like, and it still was way too dark for me. Obviously, that's my problem, but where the real issue lies is just the wear of this product. I used it as a straight up powder foundation, so no primer, no liquid foundation, and I can wear like my MAC Studio Fix like that, no problem, Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation. This just almost oxidized, it looks so patchy, it wore away, it did not stay matte, so now I use it to kind of lightly set my face, and it does an okay job, especially when I'm more tanned. I can get this to work, but the formula just was no good for me. In keeping with horrible foundations, why don't we? I have a few products from e.l.f. I have their HD Mattifying Cream Foundation, and then I also have their HD Mattifying Balm. When I show you the close-up of the balm, it's gonna look like I've used it a bunch. I've really only used it about 3 times, but the product is so weird and just slips around. I would not recommend it for oily skin. Even though both of these products say they're for oily skin, they sit so heavy, they feel like they're sliding around. It just, you know that feeling when you're just like, oh, especially if you have oily skin and it just feels horrible. This is it. I do not recommend it. I think e.l.f. makes absolutely amazing products for a fabulous price, but this just did not work out. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative, something good for oily skin, I would recommend the Wet n Wild Photofocus because that is around the same price as this, bigger shade range and much better wear. These are just a mess. Moving on to another brand that I absolutely love that's incredibly affordable is Essence. This is their Shape and Shadows Eye Contouring Palette, and I really like the idea of this because it comes with like some basic shades that you can use both on your eyes and your eyebrows. You're also getting a kind of a primer or a brow wax that you can use and a brow highlight, but it's just the quality is just not very good. I don't like the shades that are included in here. I don't think that they did the best job they possibly could because we know that Essence can knock out some amazing products. This also retails for about $10, which is quite a bit higher than a lot of Essence's other price points. So I think you'd be better off getting like the Essence eyebrow pomade and a few Essence single eyeshadows as opposed to picking up this palette. The convenience factor seems nice, but the products inside are just kind of duds. So this next product is from Hard Candy. It is their Look Pro Metal Eyes Chrome Eyeshadow Kit. And it's definitely, the products inside are good, but I just have a hard time with this product because I know it's not something that I'm going to reach for. So I just wish it was in a better format. It comes in this huge bulky tin. You really do kind of need to reach for other shades. These are all kind of like highly metallic lid shades. Nothing that I would use to make a complete look, and then you've already got this huge bulky palette and you're not getting a complete look out of it. So it's not that the products inside are bad. I think they do a good job. They have a nice finish. If you want to see it in action, actually I used it in a trying out Hard Candy makeup video, and I do like it, but it's just the kind of thing that I know I'm not going to reach for, and it's just kind of a waste. I honestly would rather they just came in single pans. I'm not going to be like mixing and like, you know, becoming a little scientist every time I want to do my eyeshadow, so it just kind of makes it unusable for me. If you do love these shades, if you've been looking for something similar, there's a gold, a silver, 2 browns, so I think that it is usable, but am I going to use it? No. I have another product that has a usability issue. It's from Maybelline. This is their Master Contour Face Studio Duo, and I really like both of the products that come in here, but again, they need to split them in half. This, in theory, if you're a man sitting in a boardroom at Maybelline headquarters, maybe this makes sense. Oh, it's convenient. Women can keep it in their purse and contour on the go. No, women don't contour on the go. I'm sorry, this is not a thing. I would rather have, even skinnier if you're looking for compactness, split it down the middle, let me purchase it it's fine. Like, I'd rather pay an extra $10 and then pay like $12 for something that I'm not going to use, because not only does it make it hard to use, but as you continue to use it, and we see this trend in a lot of products that, oh, it's great day 1, but day 5, it gets increasingly harder to use. So you go to contour, you get a little bit of highlight on it. Even worse, you go to highlight, get a little bit of contour. So the product inside is not bad, but the format just makes it, I don't know, no. There has only been one other product from Kat Von D that really surprised me that I didn't like, and that was her powder foundation. And I love everything I've tried from Kat Von D, and I love powder foundation, so I was like, this is gonna be amazing, and it was not. I also have incredibly oily eyelids. She does great things for oily skin. She came out with an eyeshadow primer corrector, and it's just not good. It's not good. This is the color correcting eyeshadow primer. I really like that she came out with like 5 different shades, so this one matches me really, really well. It's in the shade Tan. The problem is it is super, super dry. I don't need anything incredibly creamy. I actually would prefer that things weren't too creamy, but this is actually just so dry, so hard to work with, and I've seen other people complain about that too, so I don't think it's just me. So it really was not everything that I thought it was going to be, because I really look to her for products that are going to be long wearing. They're really going to lock into your skin, and this just right off the bat is not that usable. As an eyeshadow primer, it's not that great. There's other things that I like from the drugstore, other high-end things that are just much more easy to use, and just the process of putting this on, it's dragging, it's cracking, it's powdery, and then that in turn does not make your eyeshadows look as good or last as long. I've got another product here from Maybelline, and I'm not trying to crap on them. Maybelline is actually one of my favorite drugstore brands. Like, if I had to choose, they're definitely in my top. But this, again, the guys in the boardroom. The Brow Precise Perfecting Highlighter. I love the product inside of here. I like the way it looks. They came out with 3 different shades. It's essentially kind of like a concealer matte cream highlighter to put under your brows, but it's just too big. It's usable if you like to do very dramatic makeup, you really like a strong like Instagram brow. This could be of use to you, but for me, I don't really do a whole lot of like super carved out stuff on my eyebrows. I'll put a little bit of brow pencil in there, gel. Today I put a little bit of matte cream shadow under my brow bone, but a lot of the time I don't even highlight my brow bone. So for a product like this, it's just a little bit too intense. It's not that it's bad, but if it was thinner, I would love it, because I would be more interested in it kind of going in and highlighting, but this, it just becomes a whole thing. It doesn't look as natural because it does distribute so much product. It does look really, really good, but again, it's just a usability packaging thing. I have one more Maybelline product. I'm sorry, I love Maybelline. I especially love their mascaras. So that is why I was super disappointed in this one. It is the Falsies Volume Express Hydrofuge. So believe it or not, no joke, I probably have 40 open mascaras. Like, I have a mascara thing, I have probably like 30 unopened mascaras, and for some reason I only have like 2 waterproof. So when I was going on vacation, my boyfriend was going to the drugstore, I was like, pick me up a Maybelline waterproof mascara. He did a great job, he accomplished that. But the problem is, and maybe it's with all waterproof mascaras, I don't wear waterproof, I don't know, I just wear regular mascara. But this just, at the end of the day on vacation, was so hard to get off. I felt like by the end of the 7 days, I just had like extra mascara clumped up. It didn't do a good job like separating and giving me like beautiful full lashes. I don't feel like it definitely held up to its waterproof claims for sure. And maybe that's the case with waterproof, but for me, it just didn't, I don't know, I didn't like it. It felt really, really uncomfortable, and I was so excited not to use it when I was done on my vacation. Moving on to something a little more high-end. These are from Dior. They are the Lip Tattoo Longwear Colored Tints, and I was so excited about these because I really love a lot of the makeup that Dior does, especially lip products. I know it's incredibly luxurious, but you're paying for that luxury, and a lot of the time you actually do see that reflected in the quality of the product. Unfortunately, kind of not the case with these. They're definitely not as long-wearing as I thought. They go on like a beautiful lightweight stain. They feel really good on the lips. They feel like they're gonna stay, but they really don't. It's like they just kind of disappear, which I almost appreciate because they don't leave like a weird ring around my mouth or anything, but I also would appreciate that they just stayed on, because they do claim to be a tattoo, a longwear color tint, and there's definitely more affordable options out there, even high-end options out there that will last a lot longer on your lips. The packaging is gorgeous, the shade selection is great, but they just do not last. Speaking of not lasting, from L'Oreal, you would have seen I ditched a whole bunch of these in my eyeliner declutter. They are the Infallible Paints liquid eyeliners, and I was so excited about these because they came out with some really cool shades. They had a black and a white. They had a few selections of blue and then this hunter green. I've actually gotten rid of every single one that they sent me except for this one because of the color. This is not something that I'm going to put on in the morning, expect to wear all throughout the day. This is the kind of thing I'm going to wear when I'm filming, and I know that I just need to have my makeup on for like 2 hours and it's going to look good, and I'm not going outside, I'm not doing anything. The shade of this is so pretty. They all actually apply quite nicely. They have interesting shades. I like the tip. It's easy to use, but the formula is no good. You know how like your wing kind of disappears sometimes when you're wearing liners that just aren't kind of sticking and staying to your eyes? I mean, they don't claim to be waterproof. No, they don't claim to be waterproof, but I mean, even if you don't claim to be waterproof, I still think you should stick around. You know, I'm not going swimming or anything. I'm just going about my day. So these were really disappointing because I had high hopes. I think that they're super interesting and easy to use, but unfortunately they just don't stay. Lastly, I have a concealer that I don't even want to include. Do you ever buy products and you just want to love them for whatever reason? Like you had an expectation, you love the brand, whatever it might be. And I do. I love CoverGirl. They make some of my absolute favorite foundations. This is actually part of their Outlast All Day line, which is connected to the 3-in-1 foundation, which is like one of my all-time favorite foundations. So when they came out with this concealer, I was so excited. And I think the first time I used it, I loved it. And it looks amazing when you apply it, but it's kind of a case of you put it on and it looks amazing, but when you blend it out, it blends away. Even when you leave it for a couple minutes, even when you use a beauty blender, even when you use your finger, use a brush, I could just not get this to work in the way I want. It's not that it's bad, but it just doesn't hold the coverage. Like it talks a big game, kind of, and then when it goes to like time to perform, it just does not. So it's really kind of like a light medium coverage, and I just don't find myself reaching for it, and when I do, I'm disappointed. So those are a few makeup duds that I have experienced lately. Let me know down below if you have had any makeup duds. And I know I mentioned this throughout the video, just a few like alternative options, but down in the description box I will list a few options if you were curious about that type of product and want to wear something else that actually works better. I will list some of my alternatives down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to connect with me, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at SamanthaJaneYT, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!